You're listening to Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. NFL, NBA news, and more coming to you right now. Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports podcast with me, Lucia. So, for today's episode, I am unfortunately reading my notes off my screen, so could be a little disjointed. My printer has had a meltdown and it's saying that it's got no toner when I filled up all the toners last night. I don't know, could have bought the wrong toner, I've got no idea. Technology always fails us when we need it. So, rundown. So we've got last week's storylines, this week in sports history, ranking the NFL coaching roles and positions. We've got news, NFL Divisional Round predictions, and the NBA games of the week. So last week's main storyline, and this is the biggest storyline coming out of last week's NFL week. The Cowboys lose in embarrassing fashion. All I can say to that is, lol. It was a good day. Having a quarterback sneak with 17 seconds left on the clock, and having Dak run for more yards than what was actually needed, and then not knowing that you need to give the ball to the ref to set it, it was just an embarrassment, poor clock management, 14 penalties that the Cowboys committed. 14. They're an undisciplined mess, and that comes from the top down. That comes from Jerry Jones, that goes to Big Mike McCarthy, then that goes to Dak Prescott. They were all just from the top down undisciplined, and this was the year for them to win. Like, in my heart of hearts, I was hoping that the Cowboys would lose, but I thought that they might win. Later during the regular season, I was like, holy crap. This may be the year for the Cowboys, and I could not handle that as a fan of football. I could not handle the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. I just couldn't handle it. And seeing all of those fans just so upset. All those front-running fans so upset. It just made me feel so much better about myself as a Giants fan. I don't know why, but it did. Anyway, moving on to another huge storyline is that OBJ finally writes his history of playoff wrongs. As a Giants fan, I have mixed feelings about OBJ. He'll always be a Giant in my heart. Once a Giant, always a Giant. But that boat trip really made me hate him. Because how do you go to Miami the week before a playoff game and then have to go play in Lambeau, which has a different temperature than Miami? And it all just looked so wrong. And then he dropped passes in the end zone, and yeah, it was a bad look for him. But now that he's got a team behind him, he's got Matthew Stafford. Look, he's written his wrongs, and he played really well, and I'm happy for him. And that's hard to say as a Giants fan, that I'm happy for OBJ. But yeah, I am happy for him. The Bengals win a playoff match for the first time in 31 years, and I am so happy for the fans. It's hard to imagine not winning a playoff game in 31 years. We're edging on 10 years as the Giants, but it's been a long time. And they've finally got a quarterback in Joe Burrow. They've got a quarterback who can actually play the game right. It's Joey Burrow. And it's going to be great to see both him and Justin Herbert going at it. It's going to be fun to see the young quarterbacks of the AFC just going at it for years and years and years to come. So I'm also thinking that they might actually beat Tennessee. I don't know. Haven't really, that's not really a thing that's going through my head at the moment. Thinking about the AFC more, I'm more focused on the NFC as a Giants fan, but yeah. I'm happy with Joe Burrow. I'm happy that he's won. He's a great quarterback. He is a great quarterback. And he's got this swagger about him that's a lot that is just incredible. The Buffalo Bills are on a rampage and ran up the score against the Patriots and literally said it's no longer your division. The dynasty is over. And that is sort of weird to think about. It's weird to think about the fact that the dynasty is over. And that Tom Brady's still doing his thing. But yeah, it's weird to think that the dynasty is over. And I'm so proud of the Bills. I love Josh Allen as a quarterback. And I love the Bills organization, which is kind of good because, as you'll know in news, the Giants just hired someone from the Bills. So I'm very happy about that. The Chiefs handed Big Ben a loss on his way out. That was just an embarrassing game from start to finish. Embarrassing. It was embarrassing. But yeah, the Chiefs are looking good. You'll hear in my predictions what I think is going to happen in the divisional round. So yeah, they handed Big Ben a loss, and Big Ben has had an amazing career, and I think that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's been great. He's the last of the 04 class to leave, and he should have left a couple of years ago, but yeah, I'm proud of him. He's had a good career. The Bucks played with the Eagles. Tampa is, I think, now in an all systems go. They're going to have a hard time this week against the Rams, but I think that they're focused, and we're going to see the most focused Tom Brady I think we'll ever see. Is right now getting to a Super Bowl. That is his only focus, is getting to a Super Bowl. Now in some NBA storylines, the Lakers are still losing, and they got called out by Magic Johnson. And it's funny how Magic will never not praise ownership because he thinks of Jeannie Buss as a sister. And I wonder if something extra happened with them. I've always wondered that. I've always thought that there was something extra that happened between Jeannie and Magic. Their relationship is a little bit too much. I've always thought something happened between them. But yeah, there's got to be some changes. There has to be. The Lakers cannot keep on going the way that they're going. It's not right. It's not okay. And yeah, they've got to change, and I think they will. I have faith in them, but they're not a very good team. The Lakers are not a very good team this year. And I think this is the last time until they start to win and start to have something extra. I don't think I'm going to cover them anymore. I think that it will do damage to my brain cells to think about the Lakers because they're damaging myself. They're damaging my soul. I can't think about them. And as a Lakers fan, I wish I could. I wish I could think about the Lakers, but I can't. The Milwaukee Bucks are looking good. They're finally getting some pieces back. They're going to be in really good shape. They're the defending champs, and I think they're going to be a team to beat in the playoffs. And another team to beat in the playoffs that we haven't really seen the big three work together, and even with Durant out now, that we're not going to see for a while, is we sometimes forget how good Kyrie actually is. We sometimes forget how incredible he is on the court, and the amount of effort and the amount of... He's just magic. He is magic on the court. He makes the game look so easy. just wish you could play for every single game. That'd be good. That'd be real good. But yeah, sometimes we forget how good Kyrie actually is. So now, moving to our next segment. This week in sports history. In 1857, the National Association of Baseball Players was founded. The NABA was founded in New York. That's a long time ago. How long has baseball been going on for? It truly is the oldest sport, and it's actually, when you get good baseball, it's great. When you get bad baseball, you just want to die. And I don't cover baseball much on the show because I don't really get the positioning, I don't get all that, I don't get the shortstops, I don't understand it as well as I do basketball and NFL. But I do watch it. I do watch baseball. It's good just to have on in the background. So yeah, that's a little bit of history for you. So now I'll be ranking, in my opinion, the head coaching positions that are open right now. And that could change throughout the week. I'll be redoing it once positions come off the board. So the first position, I think, and this could just be my homerism, but I think it's the New York Giants. The New York Giants have the greatest position available because they're in New York, and I think this time we're going to get it right. I haven't felt this positive about the Giants in a long time. But I think from despair comes hope. And I'm hopeful this time round. We've made a good hire as GM, which I'll discuss in the news. But yeah, I'm happy with the hire, and also I think that we're going to get it right this time. We're going to get it right. 2, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've got a really good young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and we have no idea what Trevor Lawrence can be because of the disaster that it was this year in terms of Urban Meyer and then all surrounding that. So yeah, I truly believe that the Jaguars are number 2 on the list. Next, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I don't know why they haven't just named Rich Bisaccia as the full-time head coach. He deserves it. After getting them to the playoffs, I don't understand why they would hire somebody else. The players love him. They're going to play for him. I just don't understand why the Raiders haven't just hired Rich Bisaccia as the main head coach. That would be a no-brainer to me. Next, I've got the Chicago Bears, and for one reason and one reason only, Justin Fields. I think that he is going to be a difference maker in the whole coaching acquisition. I think that somebody like a Harbaugh would do an amazing job for him. Number 5, I've got the Denver Broncos. I think that they're a really good team, that they could potentially be a good team with a good quarterback, and I think they are going to trade for a good quarterback, a good veteran quarterback. I think maybe Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing who they pick. Next, we've got the Minnesota Vikings, and I think that's just because in my heart I believe in Kirk Cousins. I think that he's a good quarterback. I don't think that he's elite, and I wouldn't want him, but I think he's a good quarterback. 7, we've got the Miami Dolphins, who, for some unknown reason, fired Brian Flores, which could potentially be a good thing for the Giants, but for some reason they fired Brian Flores. They've got a good core, they've won a lot, and I think that they're on the cusp. I think they just need someone that has the right vision for the team, the same vision as the general manager. And I think that was what was the difference between Brian Flores and the general manager. I don't know his name. And then last, but certainly not least, the Houston Texans. Because who knows what's going on there. And I could get into it, but I don't really want to spend my breath on the Houston Texans. For news this week, the New York Giants have hired former Bills assistant general manager Joe Schoen. Schoen? I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but I will. I will learn it because he's my general manager. I am so happy with this hire. This is the first time we've gone outside the organization, and I'm so proud of the Giants. They're learning. Yay! They're gonna get better. And I'm so looking forward to it. I'm looking forward because they're hiring the Bills, which is an awesome team, and I'm excited. And the two front runners for head coaches, Brian Flores and Brian Daboll, I'm looking forward to seeing. I would be happy with either one of them as my head coach. So yeah, congratulations, Joe, and welcome to New York. New York Giants, New York City. You were at the Bills. That's considered Canada. Chiefs linebacker Willie Gray will play against the Bills even after his arrest. Panthers hire former New York Giants head coach Ben McAdoo as their offensive coordinator. Good luck with that, Panthers. Ben McAdoo was hopeless, so good luck. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has been non-committal on the future of head coach Mike McCarthy. He's not going to fire Mike McCarthy. He didn't fire Jason Garrett. He's not going to fire Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys are going to suck for a very long time until they can get a coach that will stand up to Jerry Jones and that will take some of the limelight away from Jerry Jones. They're not going to be good. They're not going to be good. Jerry Jones has a huge ego, has the biggest ego. So yeah, they're not going to fire Mike McCarthy. And in talking about the Cowboys, quarterback Dak Prescott was fined $25,000 for his comments about the refs and about fans throwing stuff at the refs, which is never good. Don't throw stuff at refs ever, even if they make bad decisions. Don't throw stuff at refs. Actually, don't throw stuff at any human being entirely. Yeah, I don't know why we're throwing stuff at human beings. The Raiders have fired their general manager, Mike Mayock, which was a surprising move, even though that Mike Mayock was the one that brought in Gruden, John Gruden, so maybe he was fired for that reason. Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield has had successful shoulder surgery, so look for him to have a bigger year next year. The Knicks have been fined $25,000 for their post-game interview violation. So having their stars not wanting to do interviews, they've been fined $25,000 for that. I don't know why stars have to be interviewed after games. It's really weird to me. It's really weird how the media just expects the fact that stars. Yeah, it's always surprised me. I wouldn't want to talk to anybody after a loss in any game. Yeah. Lonzo Ball is going to miss 6 to 8 weeks after having knee surgery. Speedy recovery to the young Laker Lonzo Ball. The Bulls will miss him a lot. The NBA fines Kyrie $25,000 for obscene language. Everyone's getting fined $25K. Oh, and Bruce Arians has been fined $50K for striking a player. It wasn't really a strike, it was just like a love tap, but it was shown on camera, so yes. And also Derrick Henry has been activated for the Titans. That's just popped up on my screen right now. So yeah, that's going to be fun. LeBron grabs his 10,000th career rebound, so congratulations for LeBron, even though the Lakers suck. Yeah. But yeah, congratulations to LeBron. So, NFL Divisional Round predictions. So the Bucks versus the Rams. I've got the Bucks, even though it's going to be a hard task. But I think I've got the Bucks. The 49ers versus the Packers. Oh my god, this is going to be a tough matchup. I'm actually going to go with the 49ers. I think that the 49ers are definitely the team that could upset the Packers. I just think at the moment the 49ers are working at a rate that I haven't seen for a while. So I'm going with the 49ers. We've got the Bills versus Chiefs. I think the Bills are going to win it. I just have this feeling that it's Bills' time. The Bills feel like it's their time. And then we've got the Bengals versus the Titans. I'm actually going to go with the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to win it. I don't know, I just have this feeling that it's also the Bengals' time, and we're going to have the Bills versus Bengals in the AFC Championship game. I just do. I don't know why, I just do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having 8 hours both for Australia, both Sunday and Monday, uninterrupted of football. So looking forward to it. So the NBA games of the week. So we've got the Suns versus the Jazz, the two powerhouse teams of the West. That will be a good game. It'll be good to see because they will probably meet each other in the finals, in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to that. Then we've got the Lakers versus the Nets. Even though I know that the Lakers will lose, it's a glamour game. So that is all for this week's episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast with me, Lichia. So I'll catch you all next week. Bye.